And finally, the men have realized that they're not the only one who's had these experiences. The internet has given them an outlet to see that they're not alone. Millions and millions of them have had similar experiences. And thank God, because for so long, you guys really thought I'm the only one. And there's still men out there who believe some of this and think this is the scary manosphere, right? Where we're all just in here being hateful and stuff like that. And they don't realize, no, we're talking about real things that have happened to real men who have hearts and dreams and hopes and all those things. Not in the way that women have them, but in their own way. And those ways are valid. But rather than that be recognized, they're being accused of being monsters, where we can't have this conversation without them trying to just shut it down before it even starts. And once again, what does that reveal about the people that are pushing this narrative? A lot. If you find yourself testing someone's motives before even meeting, right? And if you've been on a date where someone set a dishonest test or trap, see it as a sign of their emotional immaturity and inability to communicate openly and move on. No. No. If you're offended, if she moves on after that, good riddance, because she had bad intentions and she was going to take advantage of you. A woman who's not going to take advantage of you is not going to be offended by one of those tests at all. She's going to be glad you did it, because if she cares about you or if she cares about men, she doesn't want them taken advantage of. She sees that women have asked for equality and yet reject it. So I would say, if you're going to do that test, you don't just want to look for the woman who does pay or doesn't yell or whatever. You want to look for the woman that supports that you did it and can openly discuss what our nature is. I know some of you were like, well, that's ridiculous. I'll never find that. Exactly. Veto, veto, veto. You got to veto most of them. You might veto all of them. You're not going to find a bunch of them that you can trust, because they're just not out there. So test, test, test. If you're determined to swim with the sharks, you better know what you're doing and know that the sharks are sharks. So just me having to, do an analogy about sharks. It's like, because I don't want to say things that the YouTube robots are going to detect, because then they're less likely to send it out there. And you might say, yeah, right. Well, there are lots of, influencers and podcasts that have lots and lots of, views and subscribers and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's one thing that I talk about that most of them don't. I don't talk about, let's go back to the 1950s. I talk about, boy, the Industrial Revolution might not have been a good thing because it pulled men out of, the agrarian situation where everybody was on the family farm and all contributed in an immense way. So that's partly why they don't want my content out there. And I also call out the state. So it makes me dangerous. I have dangerous speech. So on that note, hit the like button on this video. It helps send it out, because at the end of the day, YouTube likes to make money. And the more people that see it, the more YouTube makes money. So stick it to them by hitting the like button.